Right now, I am 30 minutes late to go to work. It's supposed to be at work in 15 minutes through a 45 minutes commute. But I can't move right now. I don't know what to do. Today is the day that I woke up not knowing what to do. Even though I have a calendar and I have a to-do list of things that have to be done today. In the long run, I don't know what I'm going to do. There's so many possibilities and I don't want to end it up with a possibility that I'm not happy, And it's very tricky because I don't know who I'm going to be in the future. What would I like in the future? I want to start documenting this process of understanding what I'm going to do because I know at some point it's going to be clear in my mind and I'm going to be there at the point that I would say it's finally over, I'm happy with what I have now. Not that I'm not happy of what I have now. I have already accomplished a bunch of things, but then you want to change, anxious about how it's going to be in the future and what I'm supposed to do versus what do I need to do. I just don't know what to do. There is a phrase that I heard before is that you are where you are right now because of the things that you don't know. And it's really true. I think it's this really true because when I get the information that I need, I'll act with more purpose, more directly, more with strength, or more power, with the direction that I'm supposed to be doing or going. So I am where I am right now because of the things that I don't know. Because if I knew it, it would be different, right? And I'll figure it out. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel for everyone. There's always a solution, and that solution that will make me happy, I'm pretty sure. On my way here to my work, I've been thinking about Alice in Wonderland. The cat said to Alice if she doesn't know which road to take, it really doesn't matter. And that's actually true. When I've been thinking about when you don't know where to go, any direction is worth taking, Since I've been trying to put a lot of things on the same track, which is almost impossible because it goes in different ways. Since anything works, I still don't know where to go. I'm going to try something anyways, While I'm here, I'm trying, which is me talking to the camera and me trying to make this video, is me taking a road. Me learning French is getting to another road, and I just don't understand. I just don't know where to go. But as the cat says, it really doesn't matter. I think there's another point too that I should consider, which is make things clear. Since everything is in my head, I would try to map everything that I want to touch, all the main areas and key factors that I need to consider, like pros and cons of following each things. And when these things make it clear, because right now I cannot explain it to myself because it's not clear. And that's another quote for a famous person that said, when you know how to explain the problem, you already solved 50% of the problem. And it is really true. In my head, I cannot distinguish really well what I'm going to do. So once everything is clear, I need to put on paper and do a map, put on roads what I need to do for each thing, and see how I can catch up those things on my routine. Then we'll make clear what is possible and what is not possible. So part of me also wants to do this, this mind map of things that I can approach, how the things that I want to achieve, and how can I approach them. So I think that is going to be my next step, to be clear on my goals. There you go. Just thought about this and I think it's a good idea, right? I don't even know if it's possible to hear.
Yes,
Earlier today, I thought about trying to be more clear with the things that I want to do, which means have a visual representation of what can I do and what is the pros and cons, what are all the routes that I can pursue. So I'm going to try to do it, and now I have a little bit of time. I'm also going to do some research about what other people do, because that is also one of the main ideas of brainstorm, of getting the tips and tricks of what the others do that I can do it too, and put on my routine. And I'm going to try to get some results for today so I can understand how I can balance everything at once. So in fact, I think I'm going to be hypocrite of what I said of day one, which is focus on one thing at a time, since I actually need everything to be done at a certain times, because everything has a deadline now. I need to balance those things. So that's what I'm going to try to do with the amount of time that I have right now. So I'm going to do my research now, and I'll try to do a visual representation of the things that I have to do, that I need to do. Okay, now that I have more clear in my mind what I have to do, which is a relief, I actually think I can manage all of the stuffs, not as the way that I want it though, but it's better to do something than doing nothing, right? I'm going to start by explaining my French process. So I want to learn French not just by learning French. I want to learn French because I will need it to apply for a work permit here in Canada, which you need to have an exam, to do an exam to apply for the work permit. I have a deadline until March, which is beginning of March. So I found out that I can do the exam until the 21st of February. That is what I'm going to do. So I really need, I'm supposed to start earlier, but I really need to start studying French from now. What I'm going to do is not just learning French, I'm going to start learning for the exam. So I'll be actively trying to learn the exam, how it works, the type of questions, and simulate the exams here now and then. So that is going to be my approach. Even though I have a pretty good understanding in French, keep in mind that I'm studying my master's in a French school. I still need some improvements. And I think it's just, I need more intake, and also to speak a little bit more and write a bit more in French. Those things I actually can, do it by myself. Think a little bit more in French, talk about myself. I'm talking right now in English, but I can try to also to start talking in French. To exercise the tongue, exercise my hand, because my comprehension is very good, but the prediction is not. So that's what I'm going to try to do for this next 2 months. So I'll be pretty good, I believe, if I stick to the goals and the process. I created my system. My system is going to be entirely based on my calendar. So I'm trying to put the best times that I can, taking consideration energy, because it's not that you have time, they're going to have energy to do those things, right? So that is what I'm going to do about French. What I'm going to do about money, which is another thing, which is the job hunting. I am compromising myself to apply for at least one job for a day for 30 minutes. So every single day I sit here for 30 minutes, or do by my phone for 30 minutes. I apply for at least one job. Why? Why one job? Why just one job? Because I don't want to apply for any job. I just don't want to have any job. I'm not desperate. I want to have a good job. If I'm going to work 8 hours, it better be a place that I like, with people that I like. So I need time to work on trying to understand the company, what they need, what can I offer. If I need to learn something first for them to apply, and what can I do to apply to get a job. I need the gym. I know that I need to exercise my body, but I can't compromise to go every single day because I don't have time for that. So what I'm going to do is, the times that I have more free time, not more free time, but my schedule is more flexible, I'm going to be working out. That means at least 3 days in a week. I think that is the best way, trying to get everything done at the same time. It moves slow a little bit, but at least I'm doing everything at once. Again, with some planning, with some organization, and some visual representation, I can see more clearly what can be done. Because none of these things I can put behind. Because French is necessary in my case. My job for next year is necessary. And also I can't keep my life just sitting in front of the laptop. So that's what I'm going to do. I think that's it for today. There's one thing that I realized though.